What you are about to see is the story of two extremely strong motion picture performers at work on a new film. The film is entitled The 7-Ups.
One more, please.
Once again, stand by.
You see one?
It's a police drama produced and directed by Philip D'Antoni, who talks about his film.
The two primary characters in the film are played by Roy Scheider and Tony Lobianco. But this featurette is not about them. It's about two other actors. They speak no lines, and they appear in only one major segment of the film. But believe me, they play very important roles. It's their first motion picture, and it's also going to be their last. Because when their work is ended, I guarantee you there won't be enough left of them to work in another picture.
These are the performers, a Pontiac Granville sedan and a Ventura hatchback. And this is the anatomy of a chase. Filming a high-speed car chase through the streets of a busy city is a tricky and highly dangerous thing. Phil D'Antoni knows that better than most filmmakers. He's already done it twice, in San Francisco for Bullet, and here in New York for The French Connection.
This type of thing takes weeks of planning and weeks of shooting. Every maneuver has to be timed to the split second. It's really too big a job for one man, and that's why I brought in the experts. Bill Hickman helped design and execute the chase. I know his work very well because he was also on hand for both Bullet and The French Connection.
Because we have three drivers. All right. Plus also have another man going to be here in the... to open that door.
He plays one of the major characters in this film, and he'll be driving the lead car through most of the chase sequences. Jerry Summers is the driver of the chase car. Jerry is just about the best I've ever seen. Whatever he was asked to do, he did it. And we asked him to do some pretty dangerous things, as you'll see later.
They cued me late, so I lost the second guy, and then I found him. So you don't have the entire action. Police car, turn around.
We'll do everything else, except he won't hit the car.
The cars are straight off the line production models. The only special equipment is the suspension systems, which had to be reinforced because of what they're called upon to do. In spite of all the pre-planning, there's always room for improvement, and many times we find ourselves improvising on the set. The chase will take up 4 weeks of the shooting schedule. During the setup time, waiting for the proper light, and retakes, each minute of the final film will equal upwards of 4 hours of work by the crew. We first shoot each segment of the chase from a number of angles outside the cars. Then we rerun them with cameras actually mounted on the cars. This will give the audience a feeling of being part of the action. And finally, we set up additional shots to catch the reactions of the drivers during the chase.
Every car in every scene is driven by an expert. Nobody's taking any unnecessary chances, especially Phil D'Antoni. He knows nothing heightens the excitement of a chase scene as much as the threat of physical violence to innocent bystanders.
Got too far.
Do it 2-3 times.
But he takes great pains to make sure the threat comes off on film, but not in real life.
We'll have rehearsal while you're setting up down below. Okay.
All right, kids. This is one rehearsal with everybody. You've all been given your specific marks. You've all been told exactly which side of the street you're to run to. I want to have everybody go back to the same marks that they had before. I'm going to stand out in the middle of the street. I'll be the car. I'll tell you all to continue playing, and when you hear crash, I want everybody to run to the side of the street just to see how it looks. Okay? Okay, everybody take your positions. We'll try one. Now, kids, we'll do this exactly the way you did it before. Any of you that screamed as the car went through, proceed to do it exactly the same way. Okay, all right, action, everybody playing. Let's go. Jumping rope, let's hear it. All right, here comes the car, crash!
Day after day, week after week, the shooting continues. And each printed take brings D'Antoni and his crew one step closer to the payoff scene.
Wednesday, March 28, 1973. That was the day we went after the final shot. The weather had warmed up, so I had shaved off my beard. But I'm afraid the situation was still pretty hairy. Hi, Billy. Looks good, looks good. I'm just wondering about the different positions. That's right. I was really feeling the pressure on this scene.
Okay,
It had to be perfect, the first time, for one important reason. Hey, Billy, one more thing. I don't have to remind you. It's a one-timer.
I know.
It's a one-shot.
At the end of this day's shooting, all the sequences will be ready for the Academy Award-winning film editor, Jerry Greenberg. He will have a few hours of uncut film to assemble into a 10-minute sequence.
Well, to push you over, Neller, you've already whipped me, pushing me to my left. And on the 3-lane, I'll start pushing you over. And then try that exit. You know what I mean?
It's beyond where you had the blowout.
Fonzie, throw me a little bit of that tape.
And here, from behind the scenes and from the viewpoint of our two steel actors, is an idea of what Jerry Greenberg will have to work with.
Set up the cameras as close to the action as possible. This increases the excitement, but it also increases the risk. We had quite a few close calls, like this one.
On location in New York for the filming of The 7-Ups, Phil D'Antoni and 20th Century Fox are piecing together the anatomy of a chase.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Great.
And like the man said, you get one shot. And it takes the best in the business to plan it, to shoot it, and to be able to walk away from it when it's all over.
Watch the end.